Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to my channel. This is my random recipe, usually dessert. I'm currently working my way through the cakes. Today's recipe is a little different. Today's recipe is called Salvadoran Quesadilla cake, essentially cheesecake. Several years ago, I went back to college, and one of the classes I took was Latin American history. An extra credit assignment that we could do was to make and bring in a recipe from a Latin American country. I went out and bought a cookbook with an assortment of recipes from an assortment of Latin American countries, and this is the recipe that I brought into class. My instructor had been from El Salvador, so I brought a recipe in from where he had lived. As I have told my children, you never can underestimate the power of a few suck-up points. My instructor said it was something that was pretty common in El Salvador. I don't know if he was being kind or not, but he said it was good. I don't know if it tasted the way it was supposed to. I have no way of knowing. Either way, here we are. Cake is not especially sweet. It does have some sweetness to it, but it kind of leans toward the savory side. Apparently, this is a very common breakfast food and is often enjoyed with a cup of coffee. This cake is a little different. It's not the fluffy, super sweet cake that I generally would think of. Let's make some cake. We're going to start with our dry ingredients. Let me turn this counter down so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. This is 1 3/4 cup of cake flour. To that, we're going to add a teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We'll go ahead and sift those. Okay, set that aside. Now we're going to move on to our wet ingredients. This is 1 stick of butter. Then we're going to add our sugar. This is 3/4 cup of sugar. And we're going to start mixing it together with our hand mixer. That's about as good as it's going to get for the moment. Now we're supposed to add eggs, 2 eggs. Just go ahead and break them right into the shorten of the butter and the sugar. Back to our mixer. Now to that, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of sour cream. And we're going to add a 1/4 cup or 1/2 ounce of finely grated Parmesan cheese. We're supposed to add our milk. We have 1/2 cup of milk. Now, we're going to add our wet ingredients to our dry ingredients. So we've got our flour, baking powder, and salt. We're going to just pour that in there. All right, and then we're going to stir these together, combine them. It says to add flour mixture and mix until just combined. You know, I was thinking I was going to need a 9x13. The recipe does not include the size of the pan, and I even went back to the original, and I don't see it. So I think I'm going to do a smaller pan. I was thinking 9x13, but I think a 9x9 would be a better choice. I'm going to actually pause my camera, and I'm going to fix up one more pan, and I'll be right back. So I have prepared a 9x9 pan. I greased it. I use shortening, and I used parchment paper, and I fit it up the sides. I'm going to turn this down, and we'll put the batter into my pan. It's a good thing I did the 9x9. Even now it's not super thick. I don't know how much it's going to rise. This is going to go into a 400-degree oven. It's going to bake for 30 to 40 minutes. Because of I wasn't really sure what size pan. I'm going to kind of keep a close eye on it around 30 minutes. Make sure I don't overbake it or underbake it. Supposed to bake it till a toothpick comes out clean. So I'll come back when this is done baking. The cake is out of the oven. I did let it cool for a while before I took it out of the pan. I flipped it out and then I turned it out into a plate. So so you can see how it looks. It turned out really good. It came out of the pan really easily. Right after I put it in the oven, I realized I was supposed to sprinkle a teaspoon of sesame seeds on it, top of it. So it was early enough in the bake time that I was able to just go in there and sprinkle them on really quickly before the baking got too far. I'll turn this down so you get to see what I've got. I am glad I decided to go with the 9x9 instead of the 9x13. It's not super thick now, and just imagine if I had gone that much bigger of a pan, it would have been pancake thin. Okay, let's go ahead and cut off a piece. It's a lot softer than I remember. I was thinking it was more crumbly than it is. It smells good. It's pretty. It looks nice. Let's go ahead and give this a try. Here we go. It's kind of dry, but what I've been told is this is served like a breakfast, like a coffee cake kind of thing. So it goes with a cup of coffee for breakfast. So I could see where you could put, maybe go with coffee. You could maybe even dunk it. It is sweeter than I remember. I do taste the cheese, but it doesn't really add that much of a tang to it. I was thinking it'd be more savory, but it's actually not. It's actually fairly sweet. It's good though. I like it. I would think we've got a winner there. See, I told you this cake was a little bit different. Not bad, just different. It's not the fluffy, super soft, sweet cakes that we generally think of, or I think of. The Parmesan cheese, you can taste it, but it doesn't really. It's not like a super strong, overpowering flavor. It's just kind of mild and kind of in the background. This time I'm going back to my roots, and I am going to be making a chocolate cake. So, yay, good for that. Sounds good. I'll include the ingredients and the preparation for the Salvadoran Quesadilla cake in the description below. If you have any questions or other feedback for me, please feel free to reach out to me in the comments. I really do love hearing from you. If you want, you can let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to hear. It'd be nice to see how far reaching my audience is. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. It helps my channel to continue to grow. Thank you for joining me on my journey through the desserts and through the cakes. Today's journey took us south of the border. I'll see you again next time. Bye.